The world has been set on a crash course. You can't fix it. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salute to the bishops and elders who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Now, the name of the Heavenly Father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his name is Yahweh. And his only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior, his name is Yahweh Shai. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we are the biblical Israelites. And the so-called white race, they are the biblical red Hebrew Edomites, our chief enemies upon the earth. Now, this is your brother Yaramia from GMS Jamaica Camp, and I'm here with a lesson, Lord's will. It will be an edifying one. And this one is called, The World Has Been Set on a Crash Course. You can't fix it. Right? So the world economies around the world has been set on a crash course by the powers that be. And there is no fixing this crash course which the world has been set on. As the powers that be want the economies to collapse, to bring everybody to the point where they have to come to them in order to eat, in order to buy and sell. So the current setup, the current system has to crash in order to establish a new world order. So there's no fixing this world. So I have an article on so this is the article which I have on the Jamaica Gleaner, which was published on July 27, 2022, the year of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, turning up headline: A world in crisis needs both trade and aid. See? And these witches you're looking at are these agents of, the powers that be. Look at this woman, boom, one more. And this is the argument which they are pushing. It says, up here, so you have them will give some names of the same woman they with a show and thing, but with the interest of time, I wouldn't even get into their name. I just get straight to what they are saying. So it says, we are in the toughest period the world economy has faced since the creation of the multilateral system more than three quarters of a century ago. A quadruple shock of COVID, climate change, conflict, and cost of living has undone years of hard-fought development gained. Alright, so I'm gonna read that again, because this is what they are saying. And this is good. When I saw it this morning, it was very beautiful. And while I meditate on this after I read it, same time I see the beautiful, dearly beloved Ella over in London, Raquaya come, started a show. And it was pretty much going into the same thing. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's, the lesson is the frame and the mark. The frame and the mark. And it was pretty much getting this world pretty much set for crash in order to bring you right to where they need you to be to receive the mark. And when I saw that and meditating on this that I read, it was very beautiful. So let me just read this again. It says, we are in the toughest period the world economy has faced since the creation of the multilateral system more than 3/4 of a century ago. A quadruple shock of COVID, climate change, conflict, and cost of living has undone years of hard work, fought development gains. So with boom the PC, then you have the boom so-called climate change, then you have the Russia and Ukraine war, and then you have the disruption in the supply chain where them say contribute to cost of living. All of that are undo 3/4 of a century out of work from them come up with the multilateral deals so them can trade and set things and people flourish and economies around the world strive. Everything has been undone and it's not coincidentally being done. It's being done purposely. First, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have sanctioned it. Secondly, the powers that be, they are the one pushing all of these things. So these little women speaking right now, they can't correct it. Your Prime Minister can't correct it because the powers that be have received the instruction from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua through the demons which them service, them worship. Them have to do this. So the world has been set on a crash course. There's no fixing it, right? So let me get some more and you're going to see that these people are not but some puppets. It says, as financial condition tightens, even countries that had seemed on track to prosperity and stability now steer into the abyss of debt, distress, fragility, and uncertainty about the future. Coordinated multilateral action is necessary to tackle the crises we face. Both aid and trade have key roles to play in reversing the impacts of this quadruple shock and putting the world back on track to achieve the sustainable development goals. You see that? So they must say this is what we need to achieve what? The sustainable development goals. So you see that these little witches are nothing but some agency or agents of the devil. Because the sustainable development goal is not for the regular man benefit. It's for the powers that be benefit. That is why them have it set up. It's not for your benefit. So with them saying this at the end of this article, to achieve the sustainable development goal, it's not for your good. And the collapse, the crash of society is all a part of the sustainable development plan, Agenda 2030, to get the people them to bow and dance to their music, to get them in line for the charagma. That is all it is for. So with them saying this, it's just void. Just like we said, the show name, the world has been set on a crash course. There's no fixing it. Yeah, so let me just get 2 Ezra 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Which world? This world. This generation. And the Lord is saying, woe, that means death and destruction to this world, this generation. Because death and destruction draw nigh. Right? Verse 15 now says, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And sword in their hands. So what is coming is a lot of death and destruction. So you see what is coming? Nothing good. Nothing good is coming. So let me get verse 16 now. It says, for there shall be sedition among men. Meaning a man not gonna regard him prime minister. Sedition, people are gonna uproar because what? The lack of bread. And when people hungry and them think they start kicking. One other time for a reason we no politician but make we talk. Talk when the youth them hungry. So people just are gonna rebel. People are gonna move to people and get physical. You know what I mean? Things are get real bloody. Right? So it says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So these are the things coming for this world. There is no fixing this world. There's no move that they can make to correct it. Because the Lord have ordained the destruction of this world. And you can't stop the Lord's will. The Lord will like a stand. Right? So verse 19 now says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And these things are coming. Let me just flip to verse 8 and verse 22. 6 and 22, sorry. Alright, so this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Right, your farm, your supermarket, everywhere you get food, them are going to start appear empty. Right? The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. See that? So these are the things that are coming. These are the things that are coming. And there's no turning back the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord said this is what's coming, and we welcome it because we understand that this place has to go down for the righteous kingdom to come. Let me just get that. 2nd Ezra 4 and around verse 29 it says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, meaning this wicked world, this corrupt flesh that we're in, this current system, if all of this not come to an end, righteousness can't flourish on the earth. So we as Israelites has to be changed out of these corrupt, vile bodies that we are in, and also this current system which that we're living in has to go down, right? So it says, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then can it come. Like it says, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So this society has to go, and there is no fixing it. It has been set on a crash course by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, by the powers that be, and there is no healing it. It's gonna go down. So I pray and I hope this was an edifying lesson. Shalom wa barakyam yasharala.